JJ Redick finally said what everyone in the Lakers locker room has been afraid to admit. One press conference just exposed the real reason LeBron James is at the center of this mess.
JJ, are you throwing shots? Who are you talking to? Who you talking about? I know it ain't LeBron James. I know it ain't Luka Doncic, huh? You trying to lose your job? Oh no, JJ, when you get up on that podium, you better speak with your chest or not.
JJ Redick finally said what everyone was thinking about the Lakers, and then had to take it back almost immediately. After 3 straight blowout losses, fans on Reddit called out specific players for poor effort and execution, and Redick hinted that a very uncomfortable practice was coming. But the very next day, he walked it all back. What he first said versus what he was later forced to say shows everything that's wrong with this Lakers team right now. Have you ever told the truth about someone, then had to pretend you didn't mean it because you couldn't actually fix the problem? That's exactly what just happened to JJ Redick with LeBron James, and it's painful to watch.
What did you see overall in the game, kind of starting in that first quarter and the glass and the turnovers and how that prevailed through it?
Yeah, the two words of the day were effort and execution, and I feel like when we've done both of those things at a high level, we've been a good basketball team. When we haven't, we're a terrible basketball team, and tonight we were a terrible basketball team, and that started legitimately right away.
The Lakers just got blown out for the 3rd game in a row, and JJ Redick finally snapped. After the loss, he went to the press conference and didn't sugarcoat anything. He said the team failed in 2 basic areas: effort and execution. When the Lakers play hard and execute well, they look like a good team. But when they don't, they look awful. And on this night, he admitted they were flat out terrible.
I would assume they had offensive rebounds in their first 2 misses. I think that I would imagine you talked about a lot. Well, as a coach, what does that feel like when you're on the sideline and you've keyed in on something and within 48 seconds it goes?
Yeah, it doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter how I feel.
Well, why do you think your team was unable to execute the things that it was tasked with?
Because we don't care enough right now. That's the part that bothers you a lot. We don't care enough to do the things that are necessary. We don't care enough to be a professional. It's we had it. This is I always say this about culture. I always say this about the team being a good team being a functioning organism. It can change like that. We don't have it right now.
But he didn't stop there. JJ Redick went even further. He said effort is a choice, and too often, some players aren't willing to make that choice. Then he added that it's been pretty consistent who those players are. That was the moment everyone froze. He was clearly calling out specific guys without naming them, and everyone watching knew exactly what he meant.
As you talk about today's modern basketball, you guys have 2 days off, but I guess you guys are only going to practice once. How do you improve on these things when you can't practice enough?
Well, we practice them all the time. It's not, again, it goes back to what I said the other night. It's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday's practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
And then came the real warning. JJ Redick said Saturday's practice would be uncomfortable and made it clear he's not willing to coach another 53 games like this. That was him saying he's had enough. Changes are coming, and not everyone is going to like them. For a first-year head coach to speak that openly, it tells you how bad things must be behind the scenes.
You mentioned the lack of care factor right now. Is there anything, whether it's you or your coaching staff, is care factor coachable, or is that just either have it or you don't?
No, I think guys will say they want to win. The care factor to me is like, do I care enough to actually do what I'm supposed to do and just do it consistently? And that's really what the championship habits are, and that's what we don't have right now.
Just follow up on that. If you're saying, you said earlier, it's the same guys not executing, does that just come down to, like, if you don't do it now, your rotation spot?
We've given everybody a chance.
So who are these same guys JJ keeps talking about? Let's stop guessing and look at the tape.
That was, priority number 1 for me. Role clarity. I think since we've gotten Braun back, we haven't been as organized offensively. Too many random possessions, so that's on me. So it's those 3 things. defensive clarity, role clarity, and offensive organization.
In one game, the Lakers were down 21 points, and JJ called a play for LeBron. But he couldn't even get LeBron's attention because LeBron was on the sideline laughing and talking with the Suns bench.
49 seconds left in the third, so the second and third quarters have basically belonged to the Suns.
You could see JJ shaking his head in frustration. He had to call a timeout because his best player wasn't paying attention. That's the lack of effort and execution he was talking about. And it doesn't stop there. LeBron constantly argues with referees. After a foul, instead of getting back on defense, he stands there complaining while the Lakers play 4-on-5. It happens multiple times every game. It's selfish, it hurts the team, and coaches hate that stuff. But here's where it gets interesting. After JJ made those strong comments about uncomfortable practices and not coaching another 53 games like this, he faced the media again. And suddenly, his tone changed. He said, "No, I didn't mean practice would be uncomfortable. I meant the truth is uncomfortable." Wait, what? He literally said practice would be uncomfortable and that he wasn't doing another 53 games like this. Now he's saying he didn't mean that at all. That's a clear backtrack. It looks like someone stepped in and told him he went too far and needed to walk it back. It's like a parent threatening to turn the car around and then pretending they never said it. You know that moment when a parent says, "I swear I'll turn this car around," but everyone knows it's not happening? The hotel is booked. Disney is paid for. The threat is empty. That's JJ Redick right now. Thought he made a big threat, but he doesn't actually have the power to follow through. And the biggest reason why is LeBron James. When LeBron was out with sciatica, the Lakers started 11-5. They were second in the West. Then LeBron came back full-time in December, and everything changed. They dropped to 5th place and started losing to teams like the Clippers, Suns, and Rockets. The defense completely collapsed. In December, the Lakers were dead last in the entire NBA on defense. Dead last. That's not random. Watch the Christmas game against Houston. Defensive mistakes everywhere. Easy backdoor cuts. Guys getting lost on screens. Missed rotations leading to wide-open dunks. In just 8 minutes, the Lakers starting lineup was outscored 26-12. That's a disaster. Here's a stat that really tells the story. In November, the Lakers were 8th in the NBA in steals per game. Steals are about effort and energy. You don't get them by standing around. In December, after LeBron returned full-time, the Lakers dropped to 29th in steals, second to last in the league. That drop lines up perfectly with LeBron coming back. That's not a coincidence that LeBron has even admitted he doesn't care about certain games the way he used to. He said he's not as invested in playing on Christmas anymore. So when your 41-year-old superstar is openly saying that, and the defense falls apart when he's back, it's fair to ask if he's the consistent guy JJ was talking about, the one who doesn't want to make the effort choice. But LeBron isn't the only issue. Luka Doncic is supposed to be the other star, and while he's insanely talented, he's not helping on defense either. He complains to refs. He doesn't get back, and that hurts the team. JJ was even asked about Luka's complaining, and his response was basically, "We talked to him, but Luka is who he is." That's a coach admitting he has no control over his stars. You can't have two stars who don't defend, don't hustle back, and constantly argue with refs. That's toxic for a team. In Dallas, Luka worked because he was surrounded by elite defenders and shooters. He could hide on defense. But in LA, LeBron isn't defending either, so everything falls apart. Right now, the Lakers are 25th in defensive rating, dead last in three-point defense, and near the bottom in opponent shooting percentage. The only thing saving them is a 10-0 record in close games, and that's not sustainable. Once those close games start going the other way, and they will, this team could easily fall into the play-in, or worse, what can the Lakers actually do? People are talking about trading LeBron, and that conversation didn't start with fans. It started with LeBron himself last offseason when the Lakers didn't offer him an extension. This season isn't getting better anytime soon. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more real NBA breakdowns.